Special coming to Toronto's waterfront just in time for the long weekend. Mel, I understand this involves some loud gunfire salutes.
Oh, that's right, Kev. I called you Kev. Your name's Adam. Well, don't be surprised if you hear some loud bangs this weekend. Ceremonial gunfire salutes will be coming to Her Majesty's Canadian ship, which is now docked here in Toronto. And that's where we find our Tammy Sutherland on board. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning, Melanie. Yeah, we're on board HMCS Toronto. It's actually based in Halifax, but this is the first time it's been back here in Toronto and its namesake since 2008. We're on the bridge right now, and it's the coolest experience. I'm geeking out a little bit because it is an actual ship, and we have an actual captain of the ship as well here, Commanding Officer Stephen Archer, who originally you're from Mississauga, so this is a bit of a homecoming for you.
Yeah, a little bit. It's been a while since I've been home, but I'm glad to be back in Toronto with the ship and 205 of her crew.
Yeah, and so 205 of the crew here to celebrate Canada Day, especially Canada 150. You guys are going to be doing something special with firing blank rounds, some of the loud noises that we were talking about that you're going to be hearing throughout the next couple of days. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so tonight and tomorrow on Canada Day, we'll celebrate by firing blanks out of our cannons aft. They're cannons that are built to make a lot of smoke and a lot of noise, and it happens at sunset. So at about 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock at night, you'll hear a couple loud bangs from us. That's just us celebrating a couple of days of alongside here.
All right, and what's it like celebrating this milestone, Canada 150, right here in Toronto?
It's incredible. I have 205 excited sailors to be here. They're so happy to be here. You should have seen their faces last night when we were saying, all right, work's over, time to go see the town. And I think all about 3 minutes later, they were out about town. And then now today, they're back to work because the ship's open to visitors. And they're excited to show off the ship to Torontonians for the next couple of days.
And talk to us a little bit about the bridge, where we are right now and where you spend a lot of your time.
Well, the bridge is kind of like the brain of the ship. All the decisions in the ship happen right up here. This is where I spent most of my time. A lot of I have officers who basically stay up here all the time, and they let me know what's going on and keep the ship safe.
Is it intimidating? Because this ship is huge. I know that we're not getting the huge span of it right now from where we sit, but it's massive. What's it like being in command of the ship? Not just the 200 people on board, but also being in command of this huge, massive vessel?
Great question, Tammy. I gotta tell you, it is both humbling and it puts me in awe every day. It's just incredible that I've had such the honor to command these people in this fine ship.
Right, and I know that the last time this ship has been out overseas, it was in the Mediterranean, in the Middle East. You've been out overseas before on board HMCS Toronto during Canada Day. What do you guys do? How do you celebrate?
Well, we celebrate as long as the operations dictate and allow us to do it. We pull out the barbecue, have a few burgers. We make up some fireworks with some very pistols, is what we call them at sea, and we maybe fire off a few rounds and basically carry on with our normal day at sea.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Commander Stephen Archer here on HMCS Toronto. Now, the ship itself is down here at the foot of Jarvis, and it will be here throughout the long weekend and open to visitors starting at 9 o'clock this morning. And when you hear those blank rounds, it's going to be out starting tonight. At about 8:30 will be the first one tonight. You'll hear 2 blank rounds that'll be fired off. And then tomorrow at noon and again tomorrow at 9 p.m. to celebrate Canada 150. Mel, I'll send it back to you for now.
All right, very cool. Thanks so much, Tammy. And we should tell you about some closures that you should keep in mind for Canada Day. LCBO and beer stores are going to be closed along with most grocery stores and most malls. Since Canada Day falls on a Saturday, government offices, including Canada Post and banks, will observe the stat holiday on Monday. Now, tourist attractions like the ROM, Toronto Zoo, and Ripley's Aquarium, they're going to be open all weekend long. Same goes for most malls like the Eden Centre, Pacific Mall, and Square One. Come Monday, the TTC will be running on its holiday service. GO Transit will be on its Saturday schedule. All these details, if you didn't catch them, on our website, citynews.ca. Well, the NDP will form a minority government in British Columbia after the defeat of the Liberals in a non-confidence vote. NDP leader John Horgan is now the Premier-designate after being asked by the Lieutenant Government to form a government. Now, the Liberals and Premier Christy Clark were ousted after being in power for 16 years. The NDP has reached a deal with the Green Party on a legislative agenda But even with the Greens' 3 seats, the NDP can only count on 44 votes in the 87-seat legislature, putting them in a precarious position. Horgan will be sworn in 2 to 3 weeks' time.